There is no indication that the Nintendo Switch's popularity will decrease in the near future. Even though it is 3 years older than its competitors in the next generation, the system that is friendly to families is still among the most popular gaming consoles that have ever been produced. It was released in 2020, the same year as both Sony's PlayStation 5 and Microsoft's Xbox Series X. However, it outsold both of them by millions of copies in 2022. However, despite the fact that the Nintendo Switch continues to be the most popular gaming system, the console is getting on in years and is becoming less competitive in terms of the technical gear it provides. It has been 6 years since the first introduction of the Nintendo Switch, and in May, during an earnings call, the president of Nintendo, Shuntaro Furukawa, admitted that sustaining the Switch's sales momentum would be difficult in its 7th year. In the years that followed, we saw the launch of the Nintendo Switch OLED, despite the fact that this was a rather minor improvement to the system as a whole. The gaming device that everyone is genuinely waiting for with bated breath is the Nintendo Switch 2, which will be a true next-generation follow-up to the first Nintendo Switch. Despite the fact that there is absolutely no evidence to support the existence of the Switch 2, there has been an increase in the amount of conjecture about this console. We have gone through the green warp pipe and gathered all of the rumors regarding the Nintendo Switch 2 that are now floating in the ether. These reports include details on the price, features, and specs of the device, in addition to other pieces of information. Everything that you see in this video has to be interpreted with a healthy dose of skepticism. Nothing can be taken as definite until Nintendo issues an official statement on the matter. The speculations about the Nintendo Switch 2 have been going around for such a long time that it feels like they have been around forever. As soon as the Nintendo Switch was made available to the public, speculations about the launch of a follow-up gaming device started to spread rapidly. A new Nintendo Switch console is said to be released in the year 2021, according to rumors that have circulated for a long time. It will be referred to as the Nintendo Switch Pro and will come equipped with upgraded hardware. In question is the year that witnessed the release of a new Nintendo system, but it was not the Switch Pro. On July 6, 2021, Nintendo released an improved version of the Switch OLED console. This version had a little enhancement over the first-generation device in the form of an OLED display that was slightly larger in capacity. Regrettably, the Switch Pro did not live up to the standards that we had set for it. In what position do we find ourselves at the present moment? The successor to the Switch, known as the Nintendo Switch 2, is almost certainly in the works as a consequence of comments made by Furukawa, revealing the Switch's lagging sales during Nintendo's earnings presentation in May. Regarding the launch timeframe for the Nintendo Switch 2, we are already aware that it won't occur until at the earliest April 2024. This information has been known for some time. During the same call to discuss financial results, Furukawa said that there would be no new launches of hardware during the current fiscal year, which would finish at the end of March 2024. This would mark the end of the current fiscal cycle. On the 31st of July, Video Games Chronicle published a story in which it was revealed that the Nintendo Switch 2 will be launched during the second half of the year 2024. The report also indicated that the Nintendo Switch 2 would be compatible with a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. The report also stated that sources had informed the publication that development kits of the console are now with key partner studios, in an effort to ensure it has ample stock available on day one and to avoid the kind of shortages seen with PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. The statement made by Nintendo's president during the earnings conference in May was in keeping with a potential release date for the second half window. We are just making educated guesses at this point, but we are leaning towards an announcement in July and a retail date in September. This is because both the Nintendo Switch Lite and the Switch OLED were announced in July and both were launched in September. The number of rumors that circulate regarding the Nintendo Switch 2's technical specifications and features is still quite low, but this is what we know so far. A rumor that was published by Bloomberg in late 2021 said that a handful of developers were in possession of a 4K Switch kit. This news was published 1 month before the debut of the Switch OLED, which caused a stir at the time. These speculations were quickly shot down by Nintendo, which said that there were no plans to release any other consoles save the Switch OLED. It's possible that Nintendo wanted to put a stop to the speculations so that it wouldn't have an effect on sales of the Switch OLED, but that's just supposition on our side. The Tegra X1 processor from NVIDIA, which is already somewhat outdated, is being used in the Nintendo Switch. This chip contains a 256-core Maxwell GPU. According to the rumors that have been going around so far, Nintendo will reportedly continue to collaborate with NVIDIA on the Nintendo Switch 2, despite the heavy competition from AMD, which was the business that provided the CPU for Valve's powerful Steam Deck. This is despite the fact that AMD is Nintendo's main competitor. During the major data breach that occurred at NVIDIA in March 2022, data miners found files that had references to the NVN2 acronym. The moniker NVN2 hints that there would be a second-generation version of the Graphical Application Programming Interface (API) for a Switch Pro. The Graphical Application Programming Interface (API) for the Nintendo Switch is named NVN. Having said that, the data was from 2019, so it's likely that this wasn't anything of significance after all. In spite of this, Digital Foundry provided more support for the hypothesis when it revealed that the Nintendo Switch Pro had at one time been the subject of active development but had eventually been abandoned. An employee of NVIDIA in September 2022 offered credence to the hypothesis that the Nintendo Switch would make use of a new NVIDIA Tegra processor, namely the Tegra T239, which was a previously unverified circuit that prior theories suggested the Switch 2 will use. In other words, the Tegra T239 will be used. Within the context of the Nintendo Switch, the Tegra T239 was brought up in conversation many times. The most recent rumor about the Nintendo Switch 2 was brought to our attention during the close of the month of July. The development kits for the Switch 2 are reportedly already in the hands of Nintendo's most important game firms, according to a claim that was published by Video Games Chronicle (VGC). According to many individuals who were aware of the designs for the next-generation system, the magazine said that it will be able to be used in portable mode, similar to the Nintendo Switch. This claim is founded on the data obtained from the aforementioned sources. The fact that the Nintendo Switch 2 will have an LCD display rather than an OLED screen, as reported by two of VGC's other sources, is rather disheartening. If this information is correct, it would represent a considerable regression when compared to the OLED display seen in the Nintendo Switch. According to an article that was published by Bloomberg in May 2023, Sharp disclosed that the company had been working on an LCD screen for a gaming console that was not yet known to the public. At the time, the screens for the Nintendo Switch were provided by Sharp, which was the firm that manufactured them. However, in light of the VGC tale and the close links that exist between Nintendo and Sharp, we wouldn't be surprised in the least if it came out that this specific rumor was real. It is plausible that this is PlayStation's Project Q. According to a source from VGC, in addition to rumors about the system's display and release date, a Nintendo Switch 2 will reportedly have a physical cartridge slot, much like the one that was present on the first-generation machine. On the other hand, their sources were unable to provide any information about the topic of backwards compatibility. There has been no mention of support for 4K resolution, but it has been rumored that Nintendo has filed a patent for the year 2021 that shows the business is working on 4K upscaling. We predict that Nintendo's next system will either cost the same price as the Nintendo Switch OLED or even be substantially less expensive given the characteristics that have been reported to be included in the Nintendo Switch 2, and this is based on the fact that we anticipate that the Nintendo Switch 2 will have. The OLED model may be purchased for a total cost of £309.99. This theory is based on the rumor that Nintendo would equip the Switch with an LCD display in order to minimize manufacturing costs. This rumor is the foundation for this hypothesis. On the other hand, as further rumors surface, we will be able to construct an assumption that is supported by more evidence. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more captivating content.